And this is where we have all these exciting product groups, people, and individuals who will help you grow your business using basically social audio or anything along those lines. And I'm fortunate today because I have Yash Chavan, who is also going to be telling us about influencing marketing. I get a lot of questions about this, so I really want to dig deeply into this. Now, what he's been able to do is he's a scaled influencer. So, we talked about influencing marketing and programs along that nature. That's the person you want to talk to. He's helped over 300 plus creators, and he has a unique 6-step system that hopefully he'll tell us a little bit about as well too. So this is influencer marketing. Welcome to the show. Thanks for taking out some time. How are you today?
Honored to be here on your show, Mick. Thanks for having me. I'm
You
doing
bet.
great.
So if
Yeah.
you wouldn't mind, tell us a little bit about your background and how did you get into this field in the first place?
Awesome. Yeah. So I have an interesting start. I've got an engineering background. I studied engineering, but then I didn't never did it. I went into sales. Then from there I went into marketing because marketing was more en masse, sales was more one on one. So marketing excited me more. And
Yeah.
then from
Okay.
there I started a marketing agency. And then with that, we did some work with brands that were struggling with Facebook ads because ads don't work anymore. So we did some influencer marketing for them, and that's how I really got into it. So yeah, that's like a quick background.
That's a great intro too, because one of the things I wanted to probe your brain here a little bit about is some of the changes that you've seen. And you already addressed one because people are finding out some things that don't work. So maybe you could tell us about some of the changes, and maybe from your experience, you can tell us what has worked for you.
Yeah, so some things that don't work, I think mainly the thing that brands mostly get wrong is like trying to do transactions with influencers. So they reach out, they'll be like, "Hey, we'll pay you $500 if you post about us twice on Instagram."
Yeah.
And that model, that kind of old school PR kind of a model where you pay someone to, like a celebrity endorsement kind of a
Hmm.
model, that
Sure.
used to work like a few years ago. But nowadays, it's so much more about actually connecting with the creator, actually getting that buy-in, actually making sure that they love your product before they're promoting you. So it's a longer cycle now, but it's also more effective because the content that they make comes off as more authentic, more natural. It's a recommendation more than it's a product placement. So that's like one of the biggest transitions that I'm seeing, is that more and more brands are now gravitating towards this more relationship first, working with a few creators kind of a model, as opposed to the old school pay a lot of people to talk about us kind of model. So yeah.
Mhm. So since things have changed, could you identify for the listener some of the hot growth areas, some things that you would say this is really what you need to be paying attention to? So what's growing in order to increase their influencer marketing?
Yeah, hot growth areas. I think one of the main growth areas is like thinking of it more holistically. So a lot of brands used to think of influencer marketing as, hey, they post about us, and then from their feed, people click on their like the link in bio or somewhere, and then they come
Hmm.
to our store and then they buy. But this process is so long; it's kind of unrealistic to expect your buyer to buy from you just because they saw someone post on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok or one of these platforms.
Hmm.
So, what I'm seeing brands do more and see the most success with is actually taking a more holistic perspective towards influencer marketing and reusing the content that the creators generate, not just as a post on their feed, but also repost it on the brand's own feed, repurpose it as ads on Facebook and TikTok ads, repurpose it in their email flows, repurpose the same content as reviews on the product page, and that really like pushes people to buy because it's not just where they see it on like 5 different touch points. So taking a more holistic approach to the influencer marketing approach, it's not just about getting the post, but it's also about like using that content across all of your other media channels to really maximize the ROI that you're going to get from this. So that's like one of the key areas that brands must focus on nowadays.
Mhm. So you have identified some hot growth areas and some changes, but I think
Yep.
what a lot of business owners are looking for and wondering, and maybe you could help them assist them here, like what should a business owner start thinking about, and what kinds of things should they be thinking about as some of these changes have taken place, and considering the hot growth areas as well?
Yeah, I mostly recommend, and we can dive into the six-step system. I can
Yeah.
reveal it. No, yeah, but then mostly what I recommend starting out for business owners is to just work with a few influencers to start with. You don't need to have a big program. You don't have to, go all out, buy software, and be fancy with it.
Hmm.
Just DM a few influencers in your field who are posting it. Let's say you're running like a skincare brand, just DM some skincare influencers, or let's say it's a shoe brand, DM some fashion influencers, and
Okay.
work with them, send them a free product, see how it goes, and then do like an affiliate commission based relationship with them, which is like you only pay them when they make a sale for you. You don't have to pay them upfront for it. So starting there is one of the best things that you can do, because you have nothing to lose except for maybe your time that you spend reaching out to them. But then apart from that, you just send them product, they post, and they only get paid when they generate sales for you. So it's like having salespeople with influence promoting your brand across social media. So yeah.
Mm. So you had mentioned then this would also probably apply to business owners as well, your six-step system.
Yep.
So that would be one thing to consider because this really narrows down your influencer expertise. And could you tell us a little bit about that? Because it's a unique system. What do you recommend business owners to think of here?
For sure. So when I did influencer marketing for brands, we scaled programs to like 300 plus influencers promoting brands. So it was a lot to do. But then looking back, I kind of followed like a system, and then I frameworkized it, I synthesized it, and I spent, like a couple of weeks actually drilling it down to its core elements. And I came up with these 6 steps that everyone must follow. And the guarantee is that if you follow these 6 steps, you will for sure end up with a successful influencer program. And I'm happy to go over the steps. So I'm going to
Yeah,
start.
please. Sure.
So, step one is finding the influencers to reach out to. So, it seems kind of obvious, like, okay, find influencers. But then many people mistake this for just working with the most popular creator, or working with, like, let me take an extreme example. Like, if you get the Kardashians to promote you, it's
Yeah.
not necessary that people are going to trust them, right? Because nowadays the trust is not in these big kind of institutionalized brands or celebrities. It's more in like the local creator. Let's say someone like
Mm.
you, Mick, you're not like the most famous person on the planet,
Oh,
but
no.
your tribe trusts you, right? So if you recommend someone or something or a product, they're going to buy, or they're going to at least consider buying it. So your goal as a business owner is to identify the like a 100 to 150 influencers who are really influential on social media amongst your target market. So that's step one. Step two is outreach. And then the biggest pitfall here is that business owners reach out with like, hey, we want to work with you, I'm going to pay you this, and you just have to post about us twice. And
Mm.
that again, like I said, that used to work, but nowadays it doesn't, because it's like influencers are approached by hundreds of brands every month. So why should they work with you, right? So as a brand owner, as a business owner, you have to think, what can I give them? What can I offer this influencer that I can, that no one else can?
Mm.
How is my brand aligned with their mission and their values in life, that we can work out a relationship working together? So you have to do that thinking, and then reach out with like a give. So send them a free product, send them an extra swag, send them a personalized note, do something for them that really makes them work with you. So that's step two, that's reaching out. Step three is actually having a conversation with them, negotiating a deal, stuff like that. Initially, like I said, you only want to work with creators who want to post with you for affiliate commissions. Do not pay them upfront, at least to start, because you don't know your unit economics yet.
Mm.
You don't know how many sales they get. Once they
Right.
start getting sales, then you may work out like a paper post kind of a contract, and that's fine, but that's for later. You should work out an affiliate deal. That's step three, work out a deal. Step number four is actually kind of mundane, but it's shipping and unboxing. So if you're, it's like people take this for granted, but then if you think about it, the only touch point across the user's journey that has a 100% open rate is the unboxing experience, right? Because everyone's opening packages that they're getting. So don't just send them a cardboard box with like some products in there wrapped in bubble wrap. Make it an experience for them. Make it like a beautiful box. Add like some add some swag in there, add a personal note in there, do
Mm.
something, add some chocolates in there, I don't know. Do something that really impresses them with how much care you put into it, that makes them post. Because as you know, make like unboxing videos are fairly popular on
Yeah.
YouTube and social media. So if
Sure.
you like, if you do a good job at that, they're just going to whip out their phone and record a video for you and post about it, right?
Mm.
Versus if it's a cardboard box and there's nothing to brag about there, so they're not going to post about you. So you can kind of make them post about you without even saying that they should post about you simply by the way you ship your product to them. So
Mm,
that's step number 4. The final 2 steps. And the fifth one is performance tracking. So you, of course, as a business owner, you need ROI. You need to see that this is working. So it's very simple. Early on to start, just do discount codes. You don't have to do fancy affiliate tracking or use some software kind of thing. Just do discount codes. So generate a special discount code for every influencer you work with, and then send it to them as in the package or as an email saying, hey, we generated this code called,
mm,
let's say, mick10 for your audience. When you share it, or when your audience buys from you, they get a 10% off, something like that. So then you just, at the end of the week or the end of the month, you can track, okay, well, the discount code mick10 got us like 100 sales this month. And then you can do the ROI calculation in a simple Google Sheet. That's step number 5. Now, before I go to step number 6,
okay.
if you do steps 1 through 5,
Yes.
you already have a good influencer program. You're finding the right influencers, you're reaching out, you're saying the right things, you're making deals with them, you're overwhelming them with the shipping and unboxing experience, and you're tracking performance. You're all set. But to go from good to great, you need step 6, which is relationship building. So without the relationship is the ROI. Without building relationships, you're not going to make the most out of your influencer
I
campaign, because
see.
then they may post about you once or twice or thrice, but then after that it kind of falls off. So relationship building is step number 6, and there aren't many tactics here. The only kind of framework that I tend to use is just treat the influencer as if they're your friend, and do everything that you do if a friend is buying from you. So if a friend buys from your store or from your business, you'll send them free products once in a while. You might call them, in the back office or in your factory to see how it's done, invite them over to events, send them some free goodies, send their kids some free goodies, for example. So do like special things for them and build that relationship so that they keep posting about you over and over again. And that's where you'll crack that. You only need like 50 to 100 true fans of your product to be consistently promoting you, to
Mm,
generate like a insane, like 100K plus per year revenue stream for your business. So that 6 step is crucial, and most miss it, but that's why it's there. It's like it takes you from good to great. So that was my 6 step system, and if you follow it for, like, if you do it religiously for 6 months, you're going to have like a very successful influencer program. So yeah.
so it's 6 steps. Could you just do them in order? Now you've explained them, but just go 1 through 6, and I think that might be helpful for people to grasp them.
Got it. Sure. So step number 1 is prospecting and finding influencers. Step number 2 is outreach, reaching out to them. Step number 3 is the actual offer, the conversation that you have, negotiate with them. Step number 4 is shipping and personalizing and overwhelming them with the shipping experience. Step 5 is tracking the performance with discount codes or affiliate links. And step number 6, which is crucial, which will take you from good to great, is relationship building. So yeah.
Okay. So, what kinds of things do you offer a business? Let's say somebody is interested in what you do. So, what kinds of things do you do, or maybe the steps that you take in order to work with somebody? So, what kind of expertise would you offer people?
Yeah, so we've scaled influencer programs from like 0 to 300 creators, 0 to
Yeah.
200, 0 to 50, depending on the brands. And yeah, we can do the same for any other business that is looking to work with us. And we serve businesses in 2 ways. One, we've got a software product where they can follow the system if they have the talent in house to do it. Let's say they have a marketing team or an intern who's willing to go through this 6 step process.
Okay.
We have a tool where they can do the 6 step things. So you can find influencers, you can send them emails, you can track performance, generate discount codes, everything. All of that can be done with the tool. And then that's a simple tool that you can use. That's at getsaral.com. But we also have, so if you don't have, like someone to do it, or if you're too busy as a business owner,
Yeah.
we also have a service component to our business that helps you set up. So we take you from 0 to 50 creators. It's like you take you to escape velocity, basically. It's like you go from 0 to 50 creators in 3 months time, and we help you set all the systems, all the outreach, all the shipping, tracking, everything. And then after that, we teach you how to do it so you can do DIY. So yeah, those are the 2 ways we can help. You can either DIY with the software, or you can get our help take our help to help you get set up, get to that escape velocity. And then once you're there, you can then DIY yourself in like a couple hours a week. So yeah.
Mm. Well, you got a number of things that you can do and a system in place, which sounds really helpful. So, if somebody was listening and now they're able to grasp what you're driving at with the 6 step system and the kind of services you offer, what would you recommend? How do they reach out to you, and how can they get in touch with you so that they know what they can get help with?
Yeah, so if they're interested in the software, any of our services, they can go to our website. It's getsaral.com. So get SARAL.com and add it in the show notes, Mick. And if you're interested, just like if you want to reach out, you can email me. I'm pretty active on LinkedIn. So if you just search my name, Yash Chavan, on LinkedIn, you'll find me. Just send me a hi, say Mick sent you, and I'm happy to have a conversation, just help out with your influencer strategy or marketing stuff. So yeah.
Outstanding. So a lot of really helpful tips and hints, and also the system, which is unique, which I think really is advantageous for a lot of companies. So I hope they
Yep.
reach out to you. So thanks for
Yep.
coming on the show today. I really appreciate your time and really sharing some of your expertise with us.
Awesome. Thanks for having me on, Mick.
You bet. So until next time, this is the Dr. Digital Podcast, bringing you all the greatest products, people, and individuals that I can find to help you out grow your business. So until next time, this is the Dr. Digital Podcast signing off. Until next time, stay small.